really, really important for Google to stay a not conventional company, right? We want to stay disruptive. We don't
ปิดได้
intend
ไหม
to
อ่ะ ปิด
become
ปิ
a
ด ปิ
normal
ดเสียงที่
company
จอ
because innovation and culture is a very, very
ปิด
important
เสียง
thing
ที่จอ
for
ไปเล
Google
ย
at that point of
ปิดเสียง
time.
ที่จอปิดเสียง
And
ที่จอ
so when I started
มีปุ่ม
in
มิวไหม
2003, the company was about 3,500 people. We're now more than 60,000 people, but still we are working really, really hard on perceiving that culture and fostering innovation. And so today I want to share a little bit the principles behind that philosophy that Google has. So, and it's basically 9 principles that we are looking at to keep innovation at Google. So you can cluster it in 3 main areas. The first one is the culture, and we call it like the first principle is innovation and not instant perfection. Second one is a healthy disregard for the impossible, and the third one is focus on the user. The next bucket we're thinking about is really having high-performing teams, and having high-performing teams is one of the principles is share everything you can. Data, not opinions, and ideas can really come from everywhere. And the last one is talent acquisition. So hiring is extremely important for Google. So we put a lot of effort and resources and time into hiring. And then of course, when we have hired in Thailand, we want to invest and we want to grow them. And last but not least, we want to give them also the chance to really perceive their dreams and do things they are really passionate about. And sometimes even if it's not like fully aligned with the OKRs that Google has set for a specific quarter or for a year. So give them a little bit of room and freedom to do that. And I want to go through all these 9 principles step by step and give you a little bit of explanation what it is about. If there are any questions, please feel free, raise your hands, and you can interrupt whenever you want. So let me start with the first one. Innovation, not instant perfection. So what do we think about that one? So we truly believe it doesn't make sense for a company like Google to build a product for like many years, think about every aspect of it, then bring it to market and have the feeling, hey, it's completely perfect. We think differently. We think fast is better than slow. Launch and iterate and let the teams be nimble and make decisions very fast. So we're trying to bring products to our market and really see how they are perceived by our users. And then when we have got their feedback, looked at the data, make changes very quickly, already knowing it might not be the absolute perfect product at the beginning. And I give you an example. So you probably all know Google Search, you know YouTube, that's our core business. When I started in 2003, but we also took that decision to go into a completely different direction, which was completely new for Google, and investing in Google Apps. So web-based email, calendar, documents that really allows employees to work more collaborative from each other. A completely new business area for Google, and when we started that in the first year for Google Apps, we launched 200 new features and brought them very quickly, very fast to the market with small teams and cross-functional input, and were able to really increase the number of users very quickly and also improve the products. So that is kind of the approach you have to think of Google is taking, not to be perfect right from the beginning. The second one, a healthy disregard for the impossible. So you might have heard that when Google talks about their ambition, it's not like trying to improve a product by just 10%. What we actually want to do is to think about 10x. How can I make a product 10 times better than it is at the moment? And not just say, hey, we want to have something good, we want to have like really ambitious goals. So there is that philosophy, what we call moonshot thinking within Google. And in terms of moonshot thinking, there's like three areas to look at. The first one is it has to be a huge problem, like a huge problem that affects a lot of people all over the world, right? In general, like we're thinking about, can this problem have an impact on a billion of people in the world? And when we have identified kind of that problem, there comes, is there a radical solution to it? And the radical solution is often then tied very, very much with a breakthrough technology. And if we see all these three areas, we basically think that's one of the moonshots we should take for Google to work on. One of these examples is self-driving cars, right? Google started that quite a long time ago, and now it's very, very much in the press, and it has really disrupted the automotive industry. You've seen players like Tesla going in the same direction. But actually, the huge problem that was going to be tackled is there's so many people killed every year by car accidents, and also think about Bangkok, all the traffic jams, and we thought by doing that or adding computer technology to driving, we could solve a huge problem that's all over the world. And now you have seen these cars driving around in California, and we are working together with a lot of other states in the US to expand the program. But that's, I think, one of the really, really good examples for moonshot thinking that Google has taken. Third one, focus on the user. So we try to focus really on the user and not on the competition. Try to make things really, really easy, show the magic, and then win the moments that matter. So when you think about Google, and especially search, you will see like our interface has not really changed over the years. We intend to keep all the products that we are doing very, very easy, take out the complexity, and make it very, very intuitive for users to use that. So, of course, but also Google and search cannot always stay the same. Right? We have come from the search engine where you had to type, and now it's even possible to speak with Google and just talk to the Google search engine, try to get the search results back. So share everything you can. Google really believes strongly in transparency, so most of the people who started Google are very, very surprised when they come, how many information is available, how much is shared among the employees, the Googlers, with each others. So one of the examples is everybody has OKRs, and these OKRs are public available. So whenever I would like to see a certain group in the company or a certain person, what is the one thing they want to achieve, or the different things they want to achieve, there's a place I can go to and can see what they are doing. And there is also one of the events that we have every week, which we call TGIF. TGIF stands for Thank God It's Friday. It existed in the very, very early years, and the founders were very keen to keep that culture because they thought it's like a very, very nice way to stay connected with all the employees all over the world. So they run that event still every week. And basically do an update, right, about the important things that are happening within Google. They invite some guest speakers and also take proactively questions and feedback from the employees. The session is live streamed all over the world and also recorded. So in every office all over the world there's that sessions where we do a rerun of that meeting, which happens in the US. And it's basically one where a lot of employees of Google really appreciate to have that really close connection to the executive team.
Also, when you think about our workplace design, right? It's very seldom that people have single offices, mostly or only HR, legal, where sometimes it is necessary to have an own office. But executive managers usually would sit with their teams in a very, very open space. So that's also the philosophy when we think about designing the workplace. Data, not opinions. So we always try to argue and prove by data and facts, and not just throwing in opinions of certain people. So one example for that is also how we approach HR. So every year we run that survey. It's called Google Guys, and every manager is ranked and benchmarked towards certain criteria which you can yield, which we have found out through a few surveys and analysis, which are very, very important for every Googler. And then also these results are shared very, very openly, and you can take a look at all the scores for all the different teams, managers in the company. Ideas can come from everywhere. So can be top down, bottom up, all departments, but it can also include partners or, for example, our users. And so a good example for that one, where we really try to include our users, is Google Maps, right? We have, for example, Google Map Maker, where we give the ability to the users to really improve the quality of our maps data. And here is one example from Vietnam, where you can see on the left-hand side, this is how it looked before, and through all the crowdsourced information that we received, we were finally able to create that kind of maps. So it's also thinking in our products to keep it very, very open and try to include the feedback from the users. 7, you're brilliant, we're hiring. We try to hire outside of the box. We want to have a really high bar and want to include not just one single person making the decision. So usually when we hire at Google, we would have at least 4 interviews from 4 different people, and they would check these, how do you say it, different areas, so general cognitive ability, role-related knowledge, leadership, and Googliness, which is kind of a cultural fit. We call it Googliness. All interviews are trained, and then afterwards, all these people together will make the decision. If there's one single person in that group who says, I don't think that's the right fit, this person will probably not be hired. So even like, if I'm the manager, I have a person to hire on my team, I cannot make that decision by me on my own. And also quite interesting, we have put a lot of analysis into the interviewing process. So Google has been known for asking a lot of brain teaser questions in the past, like really complicated things. And we basically found out there is no correlation at all if someone is answering these questions very, very good in the interview to their later performance, and have completely taken these kind of questions out of the interviewing process. So we can see also we are not perfect in that sense, and we're trying always to improve, but we take putting a lot of effort and thinking into our hiring process. Invest and grow talent. So of course, when we hire, we also want to retain the talent, and we really want to grow them. So there are different things that Google does. One thing which we call G2G is, we believe a lot of people have a lot of knowledge, and they should share it and proactively train other people. And it doesn't have to be always just let's say, business related, right? So a Googler to Googler training could even be someone could give guitar lessons or piano lessons to another Googler. Whatever you can think of. Often it's business related things, how to use Excel or something like that. But it can be also some